Hello, hello. How are we doing?
Good.
I'm shaking in my boots up here. I've been this nervous since 1. Even knows. Okay. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Eli. This has been my church since, how long have we been here, Natalie? Since we were born? Mom and Pop's met here, right? Okay. Today I'm going to be talking about the Great Commission. So my first question is, what is the Great Commission? By raising of hands. Liam.
I'm going to tell you what it is.
Yes.
It's go therefore and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of
That is exactly right. You kind of stole my thunder. I asked you the question. That's exactly right. You kind of stole my verse. Matthew 28, verse 19 says, should I repeat myself? Go therefore and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, of the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So one thing I think is important about the Great Commission is to go back to what the word commission actually means. The word commission means to grant authority or entrust a task. The Hebrew word for commission is hazmaka, or so Google AI tells me. It means to ordain, certify, or authorize. So when we look at this word, we see words like authority, power, certify, ordain, things that have to do with authority, like sanctified things, I should say. It's always stuck out to me, this one saying. I believe it was Mr. Will who taught it. Who here knows Mr. Will? Mr. Will's a great guy. He's the 7th through 8th grade pastor on Sunday mornings. I would encourage you guys to go to that. But Mr. Will once said during a sermon that God doesn't call the qualified, He qualifies the called. That's always stuck with me because God doesn't call the people who are like shiny, good looking on the outside people. He doesn't call those people. God has pretty much always called the nobodies. Think of them. David, Gideon, Moses, Paul, Peter, Saul, Joseph, and even Jesus started out in the lowest of places. And yet they were all lifted to such great heights after. This doesn't apply to Jesus, but these guys were no names. David was a shepherd from Bethlehem, the smallest, I'm going to have to edit that out. The smallest town pretty much in all of Israel. Gideon claimed to be pretty much the weakest in all of Israel. And Moses was a tongue-tied shepherd who was supposed to lead a nation. And Peter was a fisherman. I could go on, but none of these men besides Jesus really deserved this. They didn't earn it. It seemed that many of them were super unqualified, super just unready for the task before them. And there they were. Look at what they did. They accomplished such great things, not because they were great, but because God was great. So what's stopping us? We are no different than any of them. To go back to what commission actually means, it means to grant authority or entrust a task. God has granted us the authority to go out and be bearers of His name, and He has entrusted us to go out and spread His holy word. So there is not one of us in this room that does not have the authority or the ability to go out and preach the gospel. Not one. There's not one of us in this room that does not have the responsibility to go out and preach the gospel. Jesus didn't grant us authority for nothing. He didn't just grant us the authority to preach it. He entrusted us with it. That's a big deal when the Almighty entrusts you with something. This is a big something. I want to share a verse with you all today. Isaiah chapter 6, verse 8. This is Isaiah speaking. He said, "And I heard the voice of the Lord saying, 'Whom shall I send? And who will go for us?' And I said, 'Here I am, send me.'" When you look deeper into this verse, instead of looking at its face value, you see the Hebrew word Hineni. Directly translated, it means "here I am," but in this context, in this language, it means a lot more than that. It denotes a lot more than location. Isaiah is speaking more than "here I am." This is basically him coming before the Lord and surrendering. He's saying, "I'm ready." He's saying, "I'm ready and willing to do whatever you ask, Father. I'm here for you." He's saying, "I'm yours." So the point I'm trying to get across is Isaiah did not hesitate. He said, "Here I am, send me." So how many of you can honestly say the same? Would you do the same? You don't have to raise your hand. But God might be asking this in your life right now. There might be that friend, that neighbor, that teammate, that classmate, that family member that doesn't know Jesus. He might be asking, "Who shall I send?" So my question to you guys is, will you raise your hand? Something we tend to overemphasize with the Great Commission is that it's all about mission trips or big events. A lot of people view it as kind of a team effort thing. While this is true, it's also individualized. It's down to you sometimes. It doesn't have to be a trip to another country. We can reach people right here, right now. How many of you have ever felt God calling you to talk to someone about Christ? You can raise your hand. How many of you have let that person walk away? I have multiple times. I'm not proud of it, but I would often think to myself, "Oh, what am I going to say? What if I mess up? What if I look like a weirdo?" But if you have that in your life right now, I would encourage you not to think about it. I would encourage you to just do what God called you to do and trust that His Spirit will guide you. Because in my experience, the more you think, the more you talk yourself out of it. I've done that plenty of times. I've done it to friends, I've done it to schoolmates, I've done it to a family member, and each time I would just feel guilt about not doing what the Holy Spirit led me to do. And it's not a good feeling, but I do remember one time, it was after the gym, we were in the sauna. Sai might remember this. Ben and Sai were with me, and they were like, "Oh, it's time to go." And I was like, "Just give me one more minute," because there was this lady I wanted to talk to. And is that funny enough? No, but I don't know. I felt the Holy Spirit guiding me to talk to this lady in the sauna. I don't know why, but I said it like all in one word. I was so nervous. I was like, "Hey man, do you believe in Jesus Christ?" It was so fast. It was bad. She had to ask me what I said. But I started talking to her. She said she did know Christ, so I guess I got like a free pass. But it was just an encouragement to keep going. And so my encouragement to you guys is don't wait. Be like Isaiah and say to God, "Here I am, Lord, send me." Thank you, Isaiah and Naomi, for letting me come up here. Thank you guys for listening.